evening. Tonight I want to continue reading from the Bible. Again, I have a few texts prepared for you. And I will start with Leviticus. I wish you a good night. Yahweh spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai and said, "You will count 7 weeks of years, 7 times 7 years, that is to say a period of 7 weeks of years, 49 years. And on the 10th day of the 7th month you will sound the trumpet. On the day of expiation you will sound the trumpet throughout the land. You will declare the 50th year to be sacred and proclaim the liberation of all the country's inhabitants. You will keep this as a jubilee. Each of you will return to his ancestral property, each to his own clan. The 50th year will be a jubilee year for you. In it you will not sow, you will not harvest the grain that has come upon its own, or in its gather grapes from your untrimmed wine. The jubilee will be a holy thing for you. During you will eat whatever the fields produce. In this year of jubilee, each of you will return to his ancestral property. If you buy land from or sell land to your fellow countryman, neither of you may exploit the other. In buying from your fellow countryman, you will take account of the number of years since the jubilee. The sale price he fixes for you will depend on the number of productive years still to run. The greater the number of years, the higher price he will ask for it. The fewer the number of years, the greater the reduction. For what he is selling you is a certain number of harvests. So you will not exploit another, but fear your God, for I am Yahweh, your God." The next reading is from Matthew. At that time, Herod, the Tetrarch, heard about the reputation of Jesus and said to his court, "This is John the Baptist himself. He has risen from the dead, and that is why miraculous powers are at work in him." Now it was Herod who had arrested John, chained him up, and put him in prison because of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife. For John had told him, "It is against the law for you to have her." He wanted to kill him, but was afraid of the people, who regarded John as a prophet. Then, during the celebrations of Herod's birthday, the daughter of Herodias danced before the company, and so delighted Herod, that he promised on an oath to give her anything she asked for. Prompted by her mother, she said, "Give me John the Baptist's head, here on a dish." The king was distressed, but thinking of the oath he had sworn and of his guests, he ordered it to be given to her, and sent and had John beheaded in the prison. The head was brought in on a dish and given to the girl, who took it to her mother. John's disciples came and took the body and buried it. Then they went off to tell Jesus. The next one is from the second book of Maccabees. Judas, the ruler of Israel, took up a collection among all his soldiers, amounting to 2,000 silver drachmas, which he sent to Jerusalem to provide for an expiatory sacrifice. In doing this, he acted in a very excellent and noble way, inasmuch as he had the resurrection of the dead in view. For he were not expecting the fallen to rise again, it would have been useless and foolish to pray for them in death. But if he had did this with a view to the splendid reward that awaits those who had gone to the rest in godliness, it It was a holy impious thought. Thus he made announcement for the dead, that they might be freed from his sins. The next one is from Job. Job answered Bildad the Swedes and said, "Oh, would that my words were written down, would they were inscribed in a record, that with an iron chisel and with lead they were cut in the rock forever. But as for me, I know that my Vindicator lives, and that all he will do lasts up and from upon the dust, whom I myself shall see. My own eyes, not another, shall behold him, and from my flesh I shall see God. My inmost being is consumed with his longing." The next one I will read is from the Book of Wisdom. "The just man, though he die early, shall be at rest. For the age that is honorable comes not with the passing of time, nor can it be measured in terms of years. Rather, understanding, it is the hoary crown for men, and an unsold life the attainment of old age. He who pleased God was loved. He who lived among sinners was transported, snatched away, lest wickedness pervert his mind, or deceit beguile his soul. For the witchery of paltry things obscures what is right, and the world of desire transforms the innocent minds. Having become perfect in a short while, he reached the fullness of a long career, for his soul was pleasing to the Lord. Therefore he spared him out of the midst of wickedness. But the people saw and did not understand, nor did they take this into account."